Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, the 27th of July. I want to talk about the ego and about a little bit about the survival instinct and, self sacrifice. Right. I listened to somebody this morning and I was badly triggered. Badly triggered. And what does that actually mean when you're being triggered? It means you hear something that triggers something inside of you, and that is your truth. Your truth rears up against what you hear. And that's what happened to me this morning. In this world, we are being told mantras. That things people repeat over and over again. They heard it somewhere, it makes its rounds through the internet, everybody keeps saying it, and nobody stops to go inside to see, is that actually my truth? We're being told that is how it is, and I don't know, many people are not even being triggered. I don't know, they don't have a truth inside that would speak up against that. I don't know. Right, what I heard this morning, especially about the ego, was, about in the survival instinct, that the ego would do anything to survive. Yeah? And, it shouldn't do that because we are eternal beings and it doesn't matter. So you need to overcome the ego to go to a higher state where it doesn't matter. And, as I said, I was so badly triggered by that because to me that is not the truth. First of all, what is actually ego? I've been really wrestling with that. What is that supposed to be? I need a definition so I know what it is I'm actually talking about. And okay, if the ego is the experience of what you are now, okay, then in the experience of now, myself, would I do anything to survive? No, absolutely not. There are places I would not go. There are things I would not do to ensure my own survival. And for most human beings, that would be the same truth. There are boundaries, where you would not go. So that's not truth to start with. For most of us, it wouldn't be. There are those in this world, absolutely, they would do anything. They have done anything. I will show you this, what they've done. They have self-sacrificed in order to live. Well, for most of us, we would not do that. Now, and the other thing is, so this ego that would do anything, that is completely selfish, that it is a state of consciousness, how you see yourself. So, I want everything for myself, my will shall be done, and if my will is not done, my wrath shall come upon everybody else. Most of us are at that stage of ego, of knowledge of self, when we're about 2 or 3 years old. I've got a 3-year-old in the house at the moment, and yes, most definitely. She's at that state. But we expand. Most of us should expand. As we grow older, we grow up. Grow up. And that means when, especially at the stage when we go to school, we start socializing. And that is a new desire, and that is a new instinct, and it's actually an instinct. As we are very small, the survival instinct is very strong, and we do grab for ourselves mainly because we're helpless as a baby. And as I said, by this time you're 3, it has grown pretty much to its strongest. But then comes a new instinct, and that is the desire and the instinct to connect to others. That is socializing. We're learning to connect to others, to become part of something greater than ourselves, humanity. We become a fully developed human being, which is something that is connected in a web of life, without losing self. Now, the foundation of self is always there, but it is because of who you are, is what you can give to others. And then you learn how to connect correctly and stay in balance between self and others. Yeah, and that is a well-balanced human being that can function in the web of life. And another thing is that, the physical body, something else again, that's another mantra. You are a spiritual being that is here to have a physical experience. Most of your experience here is not physical. The connection to others is not physical. A lot of your experience here in life is feeling. Feeling is not physical. Yeah? It is thinking, it is feeling, it is having emotions. None of that is physical. That's energetic. So no, you're not coming here to have a physical experience. Most of it is not physical. You have a physical body, but most of the experience is actually spiritual. And I said the spiritual energy, the energy of life here flows in a certain way, and that is in a web of connections. And we are being sustained not only through physical food, but very much through the flow of energy. We absolutely need that energy to live, as much as we need. Man does not live by bread alone, but by the spirit. Yeah, so we need the spiritual experience, the flow of energy. And as I said again, in a human being, in this world, it is a web through which of connections, through which the energy flows. So you give and you receive, and so does everything else. Now, in comes Jesus. Now, Jesus clearly said he came from somewhere else. Yeah? My kingdom is not of this world. He was in this world, but he was definitely not of this world. He came from a different system. And he was fishing for man. He was fishing for people to bring to the kingdom of his Father. That's what he said. And the way of whatever reality he came from, that was a hive mind. That was most definitely a hive mind. And he overcame this world. Yeah? He was offered. Now, he was offered the experience of life on a much higher level than most of us would experience it, or awareness of other levels. And he rejected this world. And he went back to where he came from. Yeah? And he showed us the way. And here is the denial of self. If that God calls you, he will take you out of the web that you're in, of friends and family. That is the physical form it takes. But it is actually a spiritual web. It's a spiritual flow of energy. So he takes you out of that, and then when you are starved of energy of love, then you will receive from the top of the hive mind. God will look after you. Yeah? I mean, you didn't need him in the first place. You were already in something that would give you life, but took you out of that. So now you need them. Folks, this is a spiritual teaching. Spiritual creates reality. And we have already pretty much created that kingdom here. The pyramids. The pyramid structures. The hive mind structures where one is at the top and everything else does as it's told. The corporations, the money system, the economic system, everything is being built in that structure. And right now it seems everything is going belly up. Yeah? Because it would appear that our esteemed leaders are going clean insane. But that has happened again periodically every time such a system was built. The Aztecs went insane. The Caesars in Rome went insane. Yeah? Now our lot is losing the plot. And we are flapping like mad at the moment because, and here's the thing, we have already bought into the thought that for ourselves we can do nothing. Yeah? That we are fully dependent for our existence on them. Yeah, we're already there, halfway. I mean, again, our truth is rearing at the moment. That is not who I am. Yeah? But many have actually become, that is the perception of themselves. For myself, I can do nothing. I am dependent on the top of the pyramid to do it for me. And now that our esteemed leaders are going insane, humanity is looking for something else to come and save them, to rule over them. Because we've already gone into that mindset. That is who we are. We need to be ruled over. We can't do anything for ourselves. And that is, again, it has built the physical forms, structures, and it is already working on the perception of ourselves. Yeah? So again, is and here we come to the point, but this is the only way. This is the only way to survive. Yeah, we need these structures and we need somebody at the top. Let's find the one that will rule over us all because we need to be saved. Now, on a spiritual level, those that are already working in the system and high up in the system, the likes of a Klaus Schwab and of a Justin Trudeau and others, they have already denied themselves. I mean, honest to God, they're no longer thinking or acting like human beings. They've already lost their humanity. I don't know to what point, but they've definitely suppressed it in order to be given of that system. Now what happened was Jesus again, and here comes the sacrifice of self that you're asked to make in order to be in that system. Is again, it's not physical life. That is on the level of soul. You are supposed to become a different energetic being to make this a full reality. Because that's what happened to Jesus. Now again, I've heard it doesn't matter. We are eternal beings. Yeah? Jesus taught you, you are an eternal being. Actually, Jesus said, Yeah? Beware of those that kill the soul. Let that sink in. Beware of those that kill the soul. And the only thing that is eternal and unchanging is the field itself in which we all have our being. That never changes. Whatever is being, and that is including your higher self, is subject to change, and it is subject to death. It can live a lot longer than the body, yes, but eventually. But it's definitely subject to change. So the sacrifice you're supposed to make, the rebirth, is actually on the level of higher self, not of the body. You are becoming a new energy being. And then from there, from above, it will create below. And then ask yourself, is that what I want to become? And when we're talking about self-sacrifice, sacrifice means taking something away. That means you have to become a lot less than what you are. That is what is required of you in order to be ruled over by something else. And that is on the level of soul. And again, here is your little ego. How far are you willing to go in order to survive? Is there somewhere you will not go? Well, there's somewhere for me there I definitely will not go. Death of the body. Again, I would try to avoid that at any cost, but well, no, not exactly, not at any cost. I would try to avoid that as far as I can. But not to the point where I become something that I'm not. Where I deny myself, sacrifice myself. And I said that is on the level of soul. No. You die in this world, you can always come back. Yeah? You will be given another body. And that is the last thing I want to talk about. And that is, again, something that has been taught to us. People keep repeating it. It's becoming the one and only truth. And that's, again, you're coming here to have a physical experience. As I said, it's not. Most of it is spiritual. You are coming from somewhere else. Now, again, Jesus definitely came from somewhere else. And there are probably many here that came from somewhere else. But, and then again, let me open your eyes to another possibility. And that is, some of us, and I don't know how many of us, did our consciousness awaken in this world, grew in this world from the beginning of our consciousness, of our being. And are we actually natives of this world? Yeah? Are some of us actually natives of this world on every level? We did not come from somewhere else. We were born here and we grew here. And for some of us, it's the reason why we incarnate over and over again. We do it because this is our home. Because this is who we are. We are being invaded by another consciousness, by another way of thinking, by another perception of, what we are and what this all is. Now again, Jesus, he was a Jew, and in this life, And I mean, definitely, that is the perception. You know, the one God, the one that rules over everything. That is what the universe is like. So it's definitely the perception there, but is that the only truth? Because in this world you can see a different truth, a different organization of life, of energy. Not in a hive mind. And then again, the last thing now. We have now the perception at the moment that we're sunk because we are absolutely depending on the one of the mighty ones and the gods to organize us, to provide for us, and without them we can do nothing. And is that the truth? Or if we were to remember who we actually are, our true ego is something that is living in a connection with others. That is who we truly are. That is the kind of energy being that we are. That is our soul, that is our desire to be with others. And if we were to, again, do according to what we are, do in the physical, according to the spirit, and we would work this through the connections of friends and family, strengthen each other, give to each other, bring this web that is now subdued, and most are not even aware of it, or they're being told to reject it for some reason, because the other is so much greater. If we would bring that back to awareness, this is who we are. This is how nature works. This is how we should be working. And again, do in the physical according to what is actually our higher truth. Could we survive? Would we survive? I think we would. We absolutely would survive. We do not need them. We do not have to sacrifice ourselves in order to receive of them, because that is the only way. It is not. So, we keep saying it, we've forgotten who we are, we don't know why we're here. Well, just say, this is who I am. And it is possible that we are actually natives of this world. We didn't come from somewhere else. This is who we are. This is our world. We should do things, we should be in this world and do things according to this world. We should be in this world and be our true self and do according to our true self, not deny it. And would we be given and would we survive? I would say absolutely yes. We do not need them. Anyway, here, I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.